welcome to you. My name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. If you're joining me for the first time, you're a year late. Just kidding. Thank you so much for dropping by. Today I am celebrating 1 year on YouTube and my first video was on the 7th of April 2020 where I unboxed my Fendi Mini Peekaboo, my first handbag from Fendi. Since that day, something crazy happened and I went berserk for Fendi in 2020. I had a real love affair for Fendi. And it didn't start in 2020, but I was reluctant to take the plunge, I think, because Fendi wasn't really talked about, even though Fendi has been a big name in fashion for many years. In these forums, it just wasn't something that I was finding a lot about. And as I've grown into my own style and embraced what I like, I've become more confident to buy the things I like, regardless of whether they're hyped up on platforms like Instagram and YouTube. So I'm going to share with you my entire Fendi collection today, and I will follow up with a review on my Fendi Mini Peekaboo in the coming weeks. However, today it's all about the goodies, so I will start with first things first. The first thing I bought from Fendi, you might have a little giggle about, and I am just opening them up here. I went to the Fendi boutique that opened in Melbourne on Collins Street shortly after it opened and was awestruck at the beautiful things, but I was really reluctant to invest in a big purchase straight up. So what did I do? I bought a pair of $300 socks. I mean, seriously, Dale. So I bought these socks, and this is when the beautiful shoes were out that had the stocking sock toppers, and I'll put a picture of them up. I can't remember what they were called. And I thought, I think I could recreate that look with a pair of ankle boots or a pair of black pumps. And the reality is I haven't been able to, or I haven't been confident enough to pull it off. But these are quite thick fabric, so they are still selling these now. But would I recommend paying $300 for a pair of stocks? Probably not. Probably not. However, for me, I thought it was a safe purchase. I bought another thing that day, and this one I do not have any regrets about, and it was my Fendi Monster key pouch. Now this is from the men's collection, and usually therefore they're in quite masculine colour palettes, but what I really loved about this piece was it has this really pale pink, a pale grey kind of blue, and it's got the raised eyebrows. I love the Monster collection, and one day there will be a Fendi Peekaboo with the monster eyes that is perfect for me, but so far I have not seen one yet. What I love about this piece, as I said, is that the character that it has. You shouldn't really use this one in leather-lined bags because it has a tendency to mark them with its spiky little eyebrows. Karl Lagerfeld was the creative director at the house from about 1965, and so he was actually at Fendi way before he was at Chanel. And some of the similarities between Fendi and Chanel show through, particularly in the small leather goods. So here on the Fendi card case, you'll see the little details where there is the FF little metal stamp at the end of the zipper here. If you look at these two pieces side by side, you'll see the Chanel zipper has CC at the top and the Fendi zipper has the FF at the top. So there are some little similarities between Karl's presence at both houses. I really love this. I love the character. To me, this is the reason that I fell in love with Fendi. The cheeky little details that make it so interesting. Now the bag that started it all last year is this. This is the Fendi Mini Peekaboo in white, and this is the Celeria style with Romano leather. You can see the beautiful pebbled grain and the exposed stitching and the black glazing. These bags to me are the epitome of Fendi Peekaboo style. They have that beautiful luxurious leather. These bags have feet. The Napa bags do not have feet. I love this seam across here and the minimal hardware, but really functional hardware. The top handle is a great part about these bags, and I'll put some mod shots in so that you can see how I wear these bags. Inside of the bag here, you've got these, so a few details about the bag. You have these sangles on the side, which you can use to keep the bag quite tight and refined. So this bag can be quite a little ladylike bag, all buttoned up and prim and proper and beautiful. Or you can do what I prefer to do, and that's to let it all hang out a little bit. So I usually carry this bag open. I usually open up these little sangles on the side. And the detail in these bags is just gorgeous. You'll see here, if I can get it to the camera, that there are the FF logo on the edge of the little clasp here inside of the bag. So you've got 2 turn locks and a center divider with a beautiful, chunky, but understated piece of hardware running across the top. And both of the turn locks say Fendi. So it is a raw leather, unfinished leather on one side, and then the finished leather on the other side, with a slip pocket in here. And on the other side you will see the Fendi Maker's Mark. All of these bags are hand stitched and they all have that plaque. You do not see that on the Napa bags and potentially some of the other seasonal bags as well. These are released in seasonal colours, so you will find something that you love most of the time. However, colours may or may not be repeated, and they're available seasonally, so it's something to keep in mind. The great thing about the Fendi mini Peekaboos is that they come with a little raincoat. Here's the raincoat. So here is the raincoat on the bag. Isn't it a beautiful little touch? So it fits the bag perfectly, just like a bit of a poncho. Over the top there is a flap so that you can protect the bag from getting wet on the inside. You've basically got the handle out, and if you're holding on to that, the bag is pretty sure to be protected mostly. I love the addition of the print over the top of the raincoat. It's a really, really lovely touch. I've not had to use my raincoat yet, but I keep it inside of my bag to make sure that I always have the option. Now the Fendi Mini Peekaboo also comes with a fabulous leather strap. It is both detachable and adjustable. There are some 7 different adjustments on this strap, making it a bag that will fit nearly everybody. What I also love is that it has this second little piece here to gather up the leftover component of the strap so you don't get that sticky, outy, strappy thing, which is really annoying when you're carrying such a beautiful bag. So this is my first one, my first white bag after my dreaded first ever luxury handbag, which I absolutely trashed. I've definitely learned a few things about caring for light coloured bags, but I have absolutely zero regrets purchasing this bag from Fendi. In fact, it was the start. Now, those of you who've been with me for a little while will know that this next piece came as quite a surprise to me, but wow, it just stopped me in my tracks. I purchased the Fendi Purple Rain Sex and the City Baguette back in August of 2020. So about 4 months after I purchased my first mini Peekaboo. Now, when I went into the store, I have to say I purposefully tried to ignore this bag. It was being held by the mannequin in the window, and I saw it and I thought it was beautiful, but I talked to myself and just went, Dale, do not go near that bag. Do not go near that bag because you are going to be in trouble if you do. I looked at this beautiful lilac Fendi Mini Peekaboo, and at that time I thought it's too soon to get a second Peekaboo. So even though I loved the colour, I thought I should broaden my horizons. I'm here, I should look at everything. So I just casually mentioned how this bag reminded me of Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City, and they said, well, that's what it's called. It's called the Purple Rain Sex and the City bag. And she took it off the mannequin's hand and just handed it to me, and from that moment I was in big trouble. I tried it on, I walked around, I tried it on again, I walked around. And those of you who will know, I purchased this bag as a part of my 40th birthday celebration. I was going to New York. Obviously, I couldn't because there was a global pandemic. So I spent the equivalent of my airfares on this bag as a memory of a holiday I didn't have, but a fabulous tribute to my 40th year on this earth for sure. Now this is a regular sized baguette. It is again beautifully hand stitched. It's a limited edition piece. I can't tell you just how beautiful this is in real life. It has the top handle, and this is how I wear this bag. I rarely use the longer strap, but you will see with the baguettes now, as opposed to the original baguettes, that they've got two D-rings, one for the top handle and one for the longer shoulder strap. So I will usually carry this bag like this, and yes, it is a bit saggy, and it's meant to be. Like, this is Fendi, this is the Baguette. It's not a structured bag at all, so if you want structure, maybe stay away. So I am super happy that I took the plunge and bought this possibly quite impractical bag, but it stole my heart and I have zero regrets. I honestly love this bag, and I don't wear it much, but it doesn't matter. Things went a little bit crazy in the back end of 2020, especially as I got closer to the reality that I wasn't going to be able to celebrate my birthday the way that I wanted to. And I know this is first world problems, so that's the last I'm going to say about it. So then I started to go into Fendi nearly every time I went to the city, not with any intention to buy, just to see what was out and about. And one of those trips resulted in me falling in love with these tiny little Fendi Nano Baguette. Now, this little piece is very, very small. You can see it compared to the size of my head. It's a tiny little piece. This piece is kind of positioned as a bag charm and is certainly marketed as such in the boutique. It's got this gorgeous hardware on the back where you can open it like that and attach it to any of your bags. I'm not really a bag charm, key charm, twilly kind of person. I've kind of figured that out now. But what I loved about this particular little piece was the fact that it had this beautiful long chain, kind of like fine jewellery, where you can wear this bag crossbody or on the shoulder as just a little place to keep your key cards and a key and perhaps a lipstick, and that's it. And then just carry your phone in your hand like you normally do. It's a fun little piece, and I love wearing it when I'm wearing pinks because it's just an unexpected little surprise. Like, oh, she's not carrying a bag. Oh, yes, she is, and look how small it is. So yeah, quite a novel purchase. I think I made this one possibly in September of 2020. So my original intent when I purchased my sequin baguette was to look for a lilac baguette, but unfortunately there were none left. And there weren't any in Australia. Now, I thought about that for a little while and I thought I'd moved on, but as I considered more and more the fact that I loved that colour and we were getting closer to our spring-summer season here, I contacted my SA and said, can you see if you can find me one of those beautiful lilac baguettes? She scoured the world, well, the southern half of it anyway, and was able to locate for me a mini baguette. Now, there were only one of these. There are a couple of regular sizes, but I already had the regular sequin, so I thought I would go for a mini baguette instead, and I am so glad that I did. This colour is absolutely stunning, and it's a colour that is continuing into the Northern Hemisphere spring-summer right now, and also into the Southern Hemisphere autumn-winter. I've been purchasing a few sweaters in this colour because I'm super happy that I'm going to be able to continue wearing this bag into the cooler months. So this one is made in lamb leather with the embossed FF print. It also has a top handle and a crossbody strap. What I love about the mini bag is that it has a strap that is long enough to wear crossbody, whereas the regular baguettes do not. And both the top handle and the crossbody strap are detachable, but neither, again, are adjustable. Now, this bag is a tricky one to pack your essentials in, and I have done a video on how to make the best use of the space available in this bag, which is not very much space. It has a great structure about it despite being lambskin, which I was really surprised about. It's also lined in a fabric lining. and it has a couple of card pockets here as well. So I will link that video above and in the description box. So if you're looking at the mini Fendi Baguette and you want to know just how much can fit, it's a really good video to reference when you're thinking about purchasing, particularly online. Now, for some reason, all baguettes have a crooked magnet attachment on them. I don't know why, but it just works. The bottom one here is straight, but it just seems to work better when they connect, that the top piece of it is crooked. So if you were to get one and it has a crooked top magnet, that's just how they are. I don't know why. But again, it kind of is a quirky piece that I quite love about them. I've quite often said on this channel, my style is done but undone. I like things a bit messy. I like things purposefully unfinished. And to me, that just adds to the quirk of these bags. Now, I certainly was not expecting to purchase this next piece. In fact, this next piece in this colour was very unexpected. And that is my Fendi Mini Peekaboo in the black. And again, this one is the Celeria style, so it has the beautiful pebbled leather and the exposed stitching. But you can see from this leather how beautiful and matte it is and how luxe looking it is. This bag looks $1 million. This bag is just stunning to see in person, and the reason I didn't want to buy a black bag is because I have black bags. I'm not particularly excited by them. I don't think they advance my fashion forwardness at all, and I'm not a fashionista, but that's why I try and play with my accessories as much as possible. This bag has this gorgeous contrast tan lining, and the brown and the tan just go beautifully together. Most of the Celeria styles have silver hardware. In fact, I won't go as far to say all of them do, but all of the ones that I have seen do. So that's just something to note. Again, it has the feet. I've got a puppy dog walking around down here, so that's those little scratchy nails on the ground. It has the feet. It has all the same features as the white one. An adjustable shoulder strap and a raincoat. This bag is, I have zero regrets, but absolutely unexpected. And I purchased this one in October, I believe. Now, it was about the same time that I purchased the black bag. I think it might have been the same time that I purchased the black bag that I picked up this canvas strap. Now, this strap, it has gold hardware, and both of my bags have silver or palladium hardware. However, when you're rocking a strap like this, you really don't care whether your hardware matches. And this strap brings so much versatility to those bags. The fact that you can already wear them top handle, on the shoulder and crossbody is one thing. But then to take the strap off and add something like this just makes it extra rock and roll, especially if you've got quite a simple outfit on, or you're doing the logo ho look, which our friend Cassie $2 absolutely loves. Then you can rock it out with this guitar strap. It is a really long strap, so unlike the Dior straps that sit quite short on the body, these ones fully adjust out to a strap drop of about 50 centimeters at least. So that's really, really generous for those of you who are a bit taller or like to wear your crossbody a bit longer. The comfort of this strap is unbelievable. So if you're heading out for a day shopping, you want to wear your bag crossbody and have a bit of style, I can't recommend this one highly enough. Now, my first and so far only pre-loved Fendi purchase has been my Fendi Defender cover. Now, this one I purchased from Fashion File earlier this year. I managed to get this for about $300 less than retail here in Australia, which is great. This bag absolutely brings diversity to the Peekaboos yet again. So now we have the strap option and we have the Defender option and the different ways of wearing the bag. And honestly, I didn't know if this would be for me, but I was happy to try it out for the price that I was able to get it for. And I'm really excited for our autumn winter to come so I can wear this more, because this will really bring a great aesthetic to my bags and also protect them from some of the extreme weather conditions, especially traveling. So I'm going away a couple of times in the next 4 months, hopefully, fingers crossed, and I can see taking my Fendi strap and this Defender as making the bag that I take super versatile for all occasions. And that brings me to the final piece in my collection. Pieces, I should say, which are my new Fendi Slingbacks. Even though they don't have a slingback, that is what they are called. I don't know why. Interesting. These I revealed on my recent haul video. They are super, super comfortable and super chic. I thought about them for quite a while, and I'm so glad that I went ahead and purchased them. It makes me very, very interested in more Fendi shoes just because of the craftsmanship. I love a pointed toe. What I really love about their shoes is that they already have the grippy soles, whereas most luxury shoes you need to take to a shoe repairer or cobbler to have a toepy added so you don't fall over. They already have a reinforced toe. You can see I've been wearing mine obviously, and they already have a lovely grippy heel. So these are not going to be a safety incident waiting to happen. You are just going to rock it. So that is my entire Fendi collection. 1 year in to my YouTube journey. I am excited to be able to celebrate and share this with you. I'm really interested to know which one is your favourite piece. I mean, for me, each piece marks something special in my collection, so I'm not going to name a favourite because I can't. I love them all. And I love what they bring to my wardrobe. They are really, really special. I'd encourage you, if you haven't checked out Fendi yet, to go and check them out, because my experience certainly was that when I saw them on YouTube, I wasn't really drawn to them. I thought, that's not really for me. It was when I went and saw them in person and saw the quality and felt the leathers and saw the workmanship that I really went, wow. This is a brand that I'm interested in, and I don't care about the hype of other brands. Now, you may or may not be aware that Fendi's origins were in the fur trade and leather, and that's why they can be a little controversial at times, because they still dabble in furs and mink, each to their own, but I still really respect the history of Fendi. I love the fact that 5 sisters had 50% ownership in the company for many, many years, and that Sylvia Fendi, one of the daughters of those original sisters, Carla, took over the reins in the absence of Karl Lagerfeld recently, until Kim Jones was appointed in September 2020. So I really love that Fendi is a brand for men and women, but definitely it's been run by a powerhouse of women for many, many, many years. If you have liked this video, please consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. I will see you in my next one. Bye.